Hello, I'm Allie.
I'm Deb.
Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Stilettos.
Hello, and welcome to our very first episode of Coffee and Stilettos. So, normally you're used to Deb and I with connected conversations. We're shifting gears, changing things just a tad, and this is going to be one of the starts that we start to kind of rebrand ourselves and go for something a little bit different and fresh to support you in your journey as you waltz through life. And as the upcoming holiday comes to Canada, Thanksgiving, we want to talk a little bit about gratitude. And gratitude for myself is one of the non negotiables throughout my day that I go back to all the time. And I do this because it is proven with positive psychology that adding gratitude sprinkled throughout your day, whatever that looks like, has positively impacted people's lives time and time again by reducing stress. It improves your mental health and it can enhance the relationships around you. So that's what Deb and I are going to talk about, not just for Thanksgiving, whether you're Canadian, American, or wherever you're tuning in. We want to talk about how gratitude as this everyday practice can help in those three areas of your life. So Deb, I'm going to start with you. Like, how do you use gratitude to reduce stress in your life?
Sure. I think, and this is an example from just a few weeks ago. I was kind of in a low mood and I was out walking. And I was like, how can I shift from, thinking about or all the anxieties or fears that I might be experiencing in that moment? And that's when I went to gratitude. And I think a lot of people think it has to be like these big things that we're thankful for. But I was like, I'm thankful for the sunshine today. It's a beautiful day. And it does. It enhances your mood when you can go to gratitude when maybe you're at a feeling like a little low on some day. So for me, it's a daily practice that I incorporate. But in those low moments, if I go to gratitude, it shifts my mood almost instantly when you can even just like count 10 things that you're grateful for just in that moment. And I don't know, I find it enhances my mood almost instantly. What about you?
Definitely, like I love all that for reducing stress. And when it comes to our mental health is one of those buzzwords that's in corporate everywhere. And if you're an HR professional, like it is top of mind, I think always the health and well-being of your corporate people. And if you're someone that's maybe listening to our podcast at your desk thinking like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do for my mental health? Gratitude in this little practice is going to support you to reframe things, because I don't want to reduce anything that maybe you're experiencing right now. So the stress is real and the feelings that you have are absolutely there and should be embraced. So when you use gratitude for shifting your mindset, it's going to help your mental health. Because when you're on that train in that vortex of energy that's going downward into a spiral, it's good to first notice, be aware of it, name it, call it out, and then have almost like gratitude. You know what? I'm grateful that I can experience this for whatever it is. And maybe look at, again, like you said, three things that you are grateful for so you can start reducing some of that stress and helping your mental health. So I love that for just acknowledging where you are and where you want to go. And our last one is, I think this is a huge one, especially for anyone that's been in relationships, like your corporate relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, your family. Um, Gratitude can be that saving grace of appreciation and acknowledgement that I'm sure people around you would love to hear and maybe don't hear it enough. So, how has gratitude enhanced your relationships, Deb?
I think when like you say, show appreciation for others, you're not only like that small act of kindness is not only enhancing their lives by showing your appreciation, but it's also a mood lifter for yourself. Like just giving somebody a compliment. that day that I was talking about a few weeks ago, I started showing appreciation, and this gentleman walked by me and gave me the nicest hello and like this big smile, and it just made my day. And a stranger on the street, a smile, like those random acts of kindness, and you just don't know how something so small, a small gesture like a hello and a smile, can just make somebody's day. But to go onward and bigger than that in your own relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, just like giving a text saying, I really appreciate you, love you. Those are the best to give, and I love receiving them too. So those little acts of kindness, I love it. And it makes me feel good when I can give it to others too.
And I find in both corporate and in personal relationships over a long time, like let's say if you've been in a relationship for a year, if you've worked for the same company for a couple of years, I think sometimes it's really easy to take things for granted. And I'll go to the personal thing, and maybe you can relate, or someone who's listening, though I feel, I'd love to hear Nick's opinion on this. So I feel that I am the one who empties the dishwasher a lot more in this household than anyone else. It's sort of part of my routine. I make my tea, coffee in the morning, and then I'll empty the dishwasher and make sure things are clean and tidy because that supports my day and I'm happy to do it. However, when Nick shows appreciation and gratitude that like, hey, thanks for emptying the dishwasher, I know that it shows to me that he sees what I'm doing and he appreciates it. And it for myself just knows that like I'm recognized and that I'm not being taken for granted, or this is something that it's like my job to do. And it's in those little things in life that, again, appreciation and having that attitude can go a long way of something that maybe you take for granted. Or if you're in a work and you have someone that's always supporting you, or like someone's supporting you or you're supporting them, and those little bits of like, hey, like I know this is like part of your job or this is what you do, but I want to appreciate you. And it's not just on the admin appreciation days or whatever else like the world has decided is a day we celebrate. I think it's kind of like when they say integrity matters when no one's watching. I think gratitude means a little bit more when no one can see it. So with that, like I think that enhances all sorts of relationships. And I know for myself, it's a feel good and I love it. And I get texts from Deb all the time that say like, hey, appreciate your friendship. And when I do that, I'm like, I need to do this more because I'll be like, but I'll be driving and be like, oh, shoot, I should gotta start texting. I gotta start sending little voice notes is what I need to do because I'm a very audio person. So do it in your style and your flavor is what I would add to that, Deb.
I love that. I think, making gratitude a part of our daily lives really not only transforms our well-being, but those of the people around us. So I know it's Thanksgiving in Canada. It might not be where you are from, but take some time to reflect on what you're thankful for. Share your gratitude with others, practice mindfulness, and enjoy the beauty of nature. And make sure you reach out to somebody who maybe needs it. Maybe it's a stranger on the street. Somebody might just look like they're having a bad day. Make their day. So this weekend, have a happy Thanksgiving, Canada. And we will see you again next Thursday for another episode of Coffee and Stilettos. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please share with your friends and rate and recommend on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. There will be links to more great resources in the description.